Hey guys, how's it going? It's Woody HD and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about something a bit different that I used to do quite a bit on the channel, hopefully bringing back soon in the future, and that is Destiny 2. When is it coming out? What can we expect? The hopes, the thoughts, etc. What is going to happen with the much anticipated is it a brand new game? Is it a brand new disc? Is it just a massive DLC add-on? Who knows yet? We don't know anything, of course, yet. I don't even believe that the year has been confirmed. A lot of rumours going around that it is 2017 this year, later this year. I think it'll be later this year because the game now is pretty much, it's pretty much gone. I mean, there's still stuff to do in this game. There's still, you get the weekly strikes, you get trials, you get Iron Banner. But a lot of it is just repetitive. Iron Banner, it's the same armour and the same guns pretty much every time. It's just obviously it's good because you get your light up a lot quicker. And obviously you get to go to rank 5, but there's no real rewards to it. Trials is probably the most exciting thing on here. Of course, exclusive loot that you get. But that can get boring pretty quickly, in my opinion, once you got to Lighthouse, once you've done loads of matches. So what is going to happen in Destiny 2? This is going to be such an anticipated game, and as such an important game for the creators, the developers, etc. to get right, because they're going to have to walk a very fine line when making this game, and when they finally release it, it's got to match pretty much perfectly, because there are a lot of things now that this game is, of course, running out of content. They bring out these DLCs. Taken King was pretty good. Rise of Iron was so easy. It was, the book was easy to complete. Everything was so easy to complete. What is going to happen in Destiny 2? The first thing I hope that they bring to Destiny 2 is to actually use the ships. You have all these ships. You've got a massive list, of course. You've got your own ships, which you can have 9 of course, or 10 of. And then you've got the massive list then of ships as well that you can acquire. You can get special ones for doing raids, etc. But the only time you see the ship pretty much is when you're in orbit and when you're travelling on the little loading screen to a planet or to a destination. Why can't you fly there yourself? That should be something that brought in the game. Do it yourself. Fly to this planet yourself. Maybe have space battles. Maybe have stuff. Maybe add light to the spaceships and add stuff onto them and increase them and put additions to them and create a better, structure of the ships, etc. There's so much that can be added to them. I'm surprised, given that you can acquire so many ships for doing different things, that you can't actually use them for anything other than loading screens and go into orbit, and obviously seeing them, as you can see that in the tower. You can't really use them. They should be used a lot more. There should be a lot more to be done with them, as I said. Maybe battles in space, maybe put light on it, maybe actually be able to travel to different destinations with them, rather than just see it load in the travel itself, without you being able to do anything with it. The next thing, one of the big things that question for Destiny 2, are they going to add more classes? That is the question. You have the 3. I think they've done very well with these 3 classes. With Titan, Warlock and Hunter. They're pretty spread out in what they can do. They're pretty unique to each one. Obviously you've got Warlocks, you've got Bonds, Hunters got Capes, etc, etc. Titans have got the towers that come down the side. There's a lot of additions, a lot of different things to each character. Obviously the superchargers are all pretty varied, which is nice, but are they going to bring out brand new classes? Could you imagine if they have these 3 classes and then add more, so you could probably maybe add another 3 classes? You've got 6 classes to choose from then. I can't see that happening. I think they'll either stay with the 3 and maybe change the 3 and stick with just 3. I can't see them having 6 classes. I think it's not, 3 is unique to the game. 3, you have your choice of 3 to pick from. 6, I think, maybe too many. But if they do add more, what are they going to be? How can they create? How can Destiny? How the people who make the game or whatever create brand new, unique characters to add to the game other than the 3 we've already got? Monthly events, Iron Banner, of course, Trials, blah blah blah. Trials, as I said, you get unique loot, and it's a lot more difficult to acquire loot, obviously, in Trials. Iron Banner, it's way too easy. There's nothing to do really with the ranks. It's the same. They need to change the look and the type. I know it's a lot of work, really, but they need to change the look and the types of Iron Banner loot you get every month. I think they need to change it every month throughout the whole year. Stop bringing the same looking loot, the same stuff every single time you get to Iron Banner. It's obviously at the moment just a case of getting a light up a lot quicker, in my opinion. but they really need to create more with regards to Iron Banner. Trials, I think it's pretty much there. I don't think they really need to change much with Trials, to be honest with you. Maybe, of course, Trials is pretty, maybe create more game modes, unique, weekly game modes, monthly game modes, maybe, that require maybe more than 3 in a fire team. Maybe add some more stuff like that. What can they do to that? What can they add? Another thing, of course, is the raids. The raids, again, a lot of the raids, the strikes, the raids, they're all they're too easy, really, if you're the right light level. They're not really that challenging. You get pretty much the same bosses every time. They could add so many more bosses and so many more unique locations in raids and in strikes, etc. Weapons, there's only, since the start of Destiny, you could probably just about count on your 2 hands how many type of exotics, armor, and exotic weapons you've got for each character. There's not a huge amount. There should be a huge amount more than there is. There's not enough. In my opinion, they should be able, because the annoying thing as well is you can only have 1 exotic as your weapons or 1 exotic as your armor at once. Maybe you should be allowed to drop it from an exotic and change it to a legendary so you can wear more than 1. I can understand the exotic, obviously 1 on each one because they're more powerful, they got more perks, whatever. But maybe change that up, maybe change that a little bit. Another thing, this game, obviously they could add loads more weapons to this game, they could add loads more armor, they can create better stuff, they can break better shaders. There's so much they can do with this game. Of course, the planets aren't really used that much anymore. You've got the arena, of course, it was at the Dreadnought that was used for a while. I don't think they've updated it, so you still get like 320 stuff at the moment for the 400 max light, which obviously, if you are highlight, you're not really going to bother with because, there's no real point to it. So I think they should have an arena really on every planet. They should be updating the arenas as well. The bosses should be better all the time. And another thing, probably one of the biggest things that maybe they're going to put into the Destiny 2, which I really hope they don't, they've got to be so careful with microtransactions. What they've got at the moment is pretty much borderline. What they got at the moment doesn't affect the game, of course. The colour changes, the emotes, that's all fine. I've got no problem with that. That's not bad. But they've got to be so careful. The moment they start adding stuff that could make your character stronger, easy, the game's going to get totally ruined because you have to grind now at the moment. You have to grind for weapons, grind for light, which is very, very good. I hope they don't add loads of microtransactions to the game because it's going to ruin the game. They've got so much they can do to Destiny 2 when it's finally released. So many more planets to add, so many more destinations, so much more armor. The light level go up again, hopefully by 100 or 200, so it takes us a longer time to get there. So probably the biggest things you're looking at is probably the classes. Are they going to add more? Are they going to keep them the same? That's going to be important. Microtransactions, it's going to be very important not to add too much to it, as I said. The ships are another big thing that I want to see change. All hopes, thoughts, what are they going to do? Ships, unfortunately, I got a feeling they're going to keep it as it is. As much as I hate to say it, I think they are going to keep it as it is, which is really, really annoying. Classes, I think they're going to keep the 3. Maybe it'd be pretty good if they could change them, though. I'd like to see 3 new classes. That would be very good. Microtransactions, keep them low. Keep them as they are now, just emotes, etc. that won't affect your performance or won't affect the ability of your character, etc. There's so much they can add to this game, and there's so much they can improve, and so much they can change. Pretty much the world's their oyster in this game. There's so much you can do in this game. Destiny 2 hopefully will live up to the billing and be an even better game, because this one's lasted, this has been out, what now? 3 years, etc., and it's still going, and there's obviously a lot of fan base still large, but I think it's dropped significantly in fan base due to the fact there's not that much to do anymore on this game. Of course, you reach max light, there isn't a huge amount to do then apart from getting weapons that you want, etc., from different things. So hopefully it'll be a much more exciting game, a much bigger game than this one. I really hope it does. Guys, let me know down below what you think should be added and what your hopes are for Destiny 2 when it finally comes out. But guys, thank you for watching. I've been Woody HD. Please like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.